This is Inside Indiana Business Radio for the afternoon of Thursday, October 12th, 2023. I'm Kate Sharon. Nearly 2 years since ground was broken, a new grocery store designed to eliminate a food desert on the near northeast side of Indianapolis is open. The Indy Fresh Market was developed by Bloomington-based Cook Medical Incorporated, which also built a nearby medical device manufacturing plant as part of an attempt to revitalize the area of 38th Street and Sheridan Avenue. Ashley Gervitz, CEO of the United Northeast Community Development Corporation.
For our areas, since it's been overlooked for so long, it's just showing, yes, we can do some positive things within our backyard.
Prior to the market opening, Gervitz said residents would either have to drive miles out of the neighborhood or rely on nearby gas stations and corner convenience stores to get their food, creating disparity effects for overall good health. West Lafayette-based aerospace startup AeroV has completed its pre-seed funding round, banking $800,000 from Purdue Innovates, M25, and the Flywheel Fund. AeroV, which was founded at Purdue University, is creating infrastructure for airports and airlines to prepare for and manage electric aviation. It is building cloud-based software for the advanced air mobility sector. The company said it plans to complete a round of seed funding next year. The United Auto Workers Union significantly escalated its walkout against Detroit's big three automakers, shutting down Ford's largest factory and threatening Jeep maker Stellantis. In a surprise move Wednesday night, 8,700 members left their jobs at Ford's Kentucky truck plant in Louisville. And Thursday morning, Union President Shawn Fain hinted at further action against Stellantis. Quote, "Here's to hoping talks at Stellantis today are more productive than Ford yesterday," Fain wrote on X, formerly Twitter, without saying what might happen. Ford's truck plant makes heavy-duty F-Series pickup trucks and large Ford and Lincoln SUVs, the company's most lucrative products. The vehicles made at the plant generate $25 billion per year in revenue. From the number one source for Indiana business news, this is Inside Indiana Business Radio.
Whether it's a new hire or a noteworthy promotion, IIB's Bigwigs and New Gigs serves as a platform to promote your team. Our revamped offering includes being featured on both the newly redesigned newsletter and at InsideIndianaBusiness.com. Subscribers to the Business News subscription save $10 off every listing. Plus, you can save $100 by bundling your submission to IIB with the Indianapolis Business Journal or the Indiana Lawyer. More at InsideIndianaBusiness.com.
Smaller class sizes, school bus, and low-cost preschool are some of the things that 11 Indiana school districts are hoping to fund via property tax increases that voters will consider in the November election. IIB's Alex Brown has more.
Local tax increases are a mainstay of school funding in Indiana, and schools rely on them to pay teacher salaries and offer an array of programming and transportation services. But they can be controversial. In 2021, legislators mandated changes to ballot language that emphasized the percentage by which school property taxes would increase from the base, not from what voters were currently paying. Some school leaders have said the change gives voters an exaggerated picture of how much their taxes will change. Still, districts have not shied away from the funding measures. The number of Indiana school districts seeking tax increases has rebounded after dropping in the immediate aftermath of the pandemic. This year, the funding requests come as schools face a fiscal cliff due to the upcoming end of emergency federal funding. And due to a new state law, school districts in Marion, St. Joseph, Vanderburgh, and Lake counties will also have to proportionately share revenue from operating referendums with charter schools. That applies to 3 districts this year. School districts can also seek construction referendums to pay for building and renovation projects, as well as safety referendums to pay for additional school resource officers, security improvements, and other staff. Early voting is underway, and the referendums need a simple majority to pass. You can view the list of districts offering referendums at InsideIndianaBusiness.com. Alex Brown, Inside Indiana Business Radio.
Evansville-based Atlas World Group is marking a milestone this year. The transportation, moving, and storage services company recently celebrated its 75th year in business, and leaders say the company is poised for a steady future. Atlas World Group is the 20th largest private company in Indiana, with $1 billion in annual revenue reported in 2022. Purdue University and its partners have received $2.8 million in federal funding to advance 3D printing of wind turbines. The U.S. Department of Energy awarded the funding to Purdue's Composites Manufacturing Simulation Center as its team establishes a product to automate the 3D printing process of large-scale wind blades, the kind used at wind farms across the country. Specifically, the project will seek to develop a modular design for manufacturing wind blades using carbon fiber and thermoplastic composites at a scale of 80 meters or longer. Indiana University researchers have found childhood obesity in central Indiana has risen about 36% since 2014, affecting about 1 in 5 children between the ages of 2 and 19. The study notes half of that increase occurred during the pandemic. Marion County has the highest rates in the central Indiana region. Measures of U.S. inflation barely declined in September, evidence that consumer price increases are grinding lower at a gradual pace. Consumer prices rose 0.4% from August to September, below the previous month's 0.6% pace. Thursday's report from the Labor Department also showed that year-over-year inflation was unchanged last month from a 3.7% rise in August. And underlying inflation declined a bit. So-called core prices, which exclude volatile food and energy costs, climbed 4.1% in September from a year earlier, down from 4.3% pace in August. That is the smallest such increase in 2 years. Economists pay particularly close attention to core prices because they provide a good signal of inflation's likely future path. Mel Raines, President and Chief Operating Officer of Pacers Sports and Entertainment, is this week's guest on the Business and Beyond podcast with Gary Dick, presented by PNC, a weekly conversation with high-profile Hoosiers in business, sports, and entertainment, and beyond. Available now from your favorite podcast provider. I'm Kate Sharon for Inside Indiana Business, Radio on Demand.